Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Alex and this is TechFlow. Today we're doing something that I've never done before, so cut me some slack. We're reviewing a keyboard. So let me know how I do down in the comments. This is the K70 RGB Rapidfire by Corsair. Let's do this. So by the time you guys are watching this, we have already ran a giveaway and it's probably, if you're lucky, still going. I'll put a link in the description. In that mystery giveaway we did, there's actually this keyboard, the K70 RGB Rapidfire, in that giveaway. So if you want a chance to win one, enter that giveaway if you haven't already. So I was thinking to myself, how can I go about reviewing a keyboard? A keyboard's a keyboard. It lets you input things onto your computer, most commonly numbers and letters. It has all the letters on it that you need and all the numbers, so yeah, it's really cool. But no, there's a lot more to it than that. So first off, let's talk about the looks of the keyboard. This thing is going to be front center of your setup and you're blowing all of your hard-earned cash on this keyboard. It needs to look the part. So let's talk about that. In the reviewer's guide that I got, it says it's built out of aircraft grade aluminium. Now, I don't know what aircraft grade aluminium really is. You might do, but I don't. And to be quite frankly, I don't really care. All I can tell you is the aluminium on this keyboard is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. The brush finished on it is really striking, and it almost shines with the RGB backlit lights that are underneath each Cherry MX Rapidfire key switch. It also comes with a premium leather wrist rest. That's really hard to say. I don't use this personally. I don't like the wrist rest on my keyboard. I personally use it without, but it's there if you want it. And goddamn is it freaking gorgeous. Coming out the back of the keyboard, you've got a really nice, really extremely thick braided cable. Now, the cable was that thick, it was quite a concern for me because I'm a cable management freak, as you know, and I route my keyboard cable through a hole in my desk. And I physically had to make that hole bigger to amount for this really thick braided cable. Now, the reason the cable is super thick is because on the back of this keyboard, on the reverse side, there's actually a USB 2.0 pass-through, which is really cool. So you can plug a headset into that, or a USB card reader, or a memory stick, and you can see it on your computer. It would function just as a USB extension. Shame it's not USB 3 though, it is only USB 2, but it's a welcome feature from the original K70. So here's the big thing. This keyboard looks identical to the model that came out last year, the K70. It's got the same name, it's still the K70, except it's the K70 Rapidfire. Why is it called Rapidfire? Let's indulge into that a little bit more. So as you're probably aware, if you've done a little bit of background research about this keyboard, it uses the red Cherry MX RGB switches. But these are the speed edition of that switch. Everything about them is the same, except they're speedier, faster. It takes 1.2 millimeters of accusation to push down on the key. 1.2 millimeters of a gap to push down on the key until it registers the click. Now you're probably thinking that is a very small amount, and you are very correct in thinking that. It's a very small amount. It's that much of a change. Corsair are actually working with Cherry themselves to make sure that for the next 6 months, these switches will only be in the K70 Rapidfire. You won't get these speed switches, these red speed switches, in any other keyboard for the next 6 months. Now, I was told that information at the secret event I went to. I'm pretty sure that's correct, but if it's not, don't quote me on it. Now, as we all very well know, 1.2 millimeters, that's not a massive gap. As soon as you pretty much hit the key, it's going to register your tap. So you're probably thinking 1.2 millimeters, whoa, that's amazing. I'm going to be typing like a boss. It's going to be recognizing my prints, my typing insanely fast. And you're correct, 1.2 millimeters, of course it will. So those of you that have got the gift of being able to type fast, Alex, yes, I can type really fast. What about the ghosting? Well, apparently it's got 100% anti-ghosting, so I'm sure you'll be alright. So we talked about the main feature of this keyboard. We talked about the looks. It's got a USB pass-through. It's got awesome switches, the speedy switches, 1.2 millimeters, 100% anti-ghosting, all this awesome stuff. But what about when you plug this thing into the computer and you install the software? This is where things get interesting. So the first thing I did obviously was download the software upon plugging it in, and here's my first downfall of this keyboard. And it's a shame really, because I absolutely loved this keyboard every second of it until I installed the software and I realised, holy sh*. The customization on this keyboard is insane. The first thing anyone's going to do, the first thing I did, and I'm sure anyone was going to do anyway, was check out the lighting. So let's talk about that. This bit wasn't that confusing. You've got a few effects to choose from. You can have rain, you can have a spiral, you can have a reaction. So what you do is, one of the reactions is you can press it and it ripples out like stepping into a puddle, or you can have it so it's raining down the keyboard, or you can have it so that it trails you, it ghosts you, and then slowly fades away, and it's like really, really, really satisfying. The lighting is wicked, honestly wicked. It has people turning heads. It's the first thing they see when they enter my space. Now here's where the lighting, in my opinion anyway, was really cool. So you can actually physically link the software and the keyboard to a certain program on your computer. I'm going to talk about a demonstration that I did myself, and the first thing I did was link it to Premiere Pro. Now Premiere Pro is my editing suite of choice when doing really any sort of videos on a Windows machine. Now in Premiere, to speed up my workflow, I use what are called keyboard shortcuts. You've probably heard of them. Pretty much every single program you use on a computer has keyboard shortcuts. If you don't know what they are, they're the things where you press like Control-C, Control-V. Of course you know what they are. So here we go. I click on Premiere. The Corsair software knows that I've opened Premiere, turns off all the lights on the keyboard, and lights up all of the keyboard shortcuts for me. Now I've got them all in different colours so they all stand out, and literally it's brilliant. If I've clicked back on my Google Chrome window, it puts my normal nice colours back on the keyboard as I had them before, and then when I go and highlight the Premiere window, it knows that I'm physically working in Premiere, and that window is highlighted, so it has the keys open for Premiere all lit up on my keyboard, so I can look down, I can see Control-C, Control-V, plus minus. It's really, really cool. Same with for games. I play a lot of League of Legends myself. I'm really bad at it, but it can light up all of my hotkeys for League of Legends, and it's just those lit up on the keyboard. No more distractions. Just exactly what I need at a glance. I can see it, and it really, really is helpful, and I think it's wicked that it can do that. Now obviously it has macros installed. You can pretty much remap any button to any button, and a cool thing that I found out anyway is that I get a lot of emails from companies wanting to send us products for TechFlow, and I have to give them our PO box, our address, for them to send us products. Now I can't really remember it off the top of my head, and also it's a ball ache to type out all of my contact information, like the business phone number, the address, and what to address the parcel to. So if I press now number 1 on my keyboard, it types out the address, my phone number, and does it all for me in about half a second. Just pressing number 1, types out my address, PO box, phone number, anything I wanted to type out, it types out, which is so cool. Now I know all of you keyboard experts are going to be like, Alex, yeah, whatever, all keyboards do this, and I know I tend to disagree. This keyboard has a lot of features, that many of which I don't even know myself what it does. I've already told you guys that I found the software super, super, super confusing. It's got that many different things in it. I haven't even experienced it all myself. But I've walked you guys through the things that I have experienced, and it's literally incredible. Another awesome thing I absolutely love and was a welcome feature of this keyboard is the media controls. You've got pause, play, forward, back, seat buttons, all of that, but the most important one, or the one that I absolutely adored when using this keyboard, was the metal tactile feeling, awesome to use, really satisfying volume rocker. It's literally a little circle in the keyboard, and you can rub it up and down and it changes the volume. I'm constantly listening to music, Spotify, everything on my computer, YouTube videos, and being able to change the volume of your computer just by flicking this little thing on the side of the keyboard, which is, again, as I've said, really satisfying to use, is a really welcome feature, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. So that is my personal take of the K70 Rapidfire from Corsair. Now, we're actually giving one of these away, so as I've said, if you guys want to hop on the giveaway, link is in the description. But that is how I've been using this keyboard and how I've implemented it into my life, and everything so far has just been so seamless and really worked, and I absolutely love it. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll drop links to the Rapidfire in the description, but for me, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Mine has been Alex, this has been TechFlow, and I'll catch you in the next one.